Hi, Kiko.
Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Hey Ben, how's it going?
Good, Kiko. How you holding?
Doing well, doing well. Thanks for taking the time. Congratulations on Christy. You've played some complicated and often volatile men before. In what ways did James feel familiar to your past work, and in what ways did he push you into new territory, do you think?
Uh, I don't know if he felt familiar. He's definitely his own animal.
Right.
Um, and as an actor, I guess I'm drawn to different values of the human conundrum and the questions of how can people behave in such ways.
Right.
My door into one of the doors into Jim beyond uh, a physical shift, uh, which landed about, I guess, 30 pounds of just enjoying my burritos, um, was exploring two things. One was male fragility.
Right.
I don't think anybody can be such a bully or become such a controlling person unless you're profoundly insecure, as much
Mhm.
as you bury it.
Right.
So that was one. And then the second was studying what's illegal in the UK, and it's called coercive control. And
Mm.
that's emotional, it's mental, it's financial, and it progresses, and it can progress to physical violence within a
Mm.
domestic situation, and it's illegal there.
Oh
It's
wow.
it's not in the States. It's not. It's there is there's almost a pattern. There is a pattern to how these situations can happen. And Christy Martin is one of the sparkling examples of triumph over adversity.
Mm. Yeah.
So exploring those ideas, male fragility, and those those components of control over
Yeah.
a loved one.
Yeah, we talk so much more openly today about power dynamics now, especially the years following the Me Too movement. Is there a specific message around control and manipulation, and that power that you hope audiences take away from this film?
Well, if you sense that a friend, family member, yourself is in a situation, it's progressive and it erodes over time. This relationship was over 20 years.
Right.
So language, nonviolent communication should be our natural way.
Hmm.
But it doesn't come without practice. And if you have a friend or a family member yourself, it doesn't have to go as far as Christie's story goes.
Yeah. When you play someone whose actions are so harmful, like James's, how do you navigate portraying that darker side of humanity without sensationalizing it?
Well, grounding it again, I don't want to say that there's by no means do I condone this, but for my job, it's trying to understand an emotional landscape that lends itself to that progressive uh, control. So it's not a boogeyman; it's the guy next door.
Do you
It's
understand? Yeah, yeah, definitely. Do you understand these days why true crime, whether it's a drama or a documentary, why they're so popular in society right now?
I don't know if I understand it. I think it's I what I attempt to riff on with that is we're taught from a very early age. Well, I think it's intuitive. It's built into our DNA is to say let's look at the worst case scenario, or let's look at the best, and that's a survival mechanism. So I think we're naturally drawn to, well, don't let that happen, and that can be entertaining, but there's also hopefully a guiding, maybe not a lesson, but a warning there of survival that we're drawn to for these kinds of stories. Though it is profoundly unique. Christy Martin's story is she's one of the most miraculous humans I've ever met.
He's literally a survivor. I mean, how worse can it be than to get to that point?
And how bright she is today, how filled with love she is
Hmm.
today. She still promotes boxing. She's now a buddy. She wouldn't talk to me on set. She wouldn't, and it was, I guess, a compliment. She just kept saying, "That's Jim Martin, and I'm not being in the room with him." But she wakes up every day and she says, "What good can I do today for someone else?"
That's
She made
great.
a deal with God, and she said,
Wh-
"If I survive, I'll do a good thing for someone else every day," and she
That's
does.
awesome.
Yeah.
Were there any specific behavioral tics or speech patterns or physical choices you made to portray James?
For sure. Yeah, there's footage that it's not so much an impression, but and it's hard to describe what we do or what I do because it is a little abstract, and I think for somebody, kids understand it. We just forget it as adults. As you can get lost in play, his rhythms, where he's from, his physicality, how he in his own ways seduces and finds ways to control such a powerful person. He was a lot to consider.
Chrissy couldn't be in the room with you. Do you think you could have been in the room with James if you had met him? And would there be something you would have wanted to ask him?
Initially, I did want to meet with him. He passed this year
Right.
in prison. But then when I found out that Christy was very much a part of this film, regardless of when I realized that we weren't going to be sharing time together,
Hmm.
uh, it felt inappropriate, and there were different ways
Right.
to try to understand this human.
So what was the dynamic on set like between you and Sydney to create this tension and define the character's relationship?
Uh, it's kind of animal. You kind of smell each other. You feel each other in a room, and she's a badass,
Yeah.
a sweetheart, and extremely prepared, and comes to play. So I think we had a real quick shorthand of wanting to be in service of the story, recognizing there was going to be choreography in the ring and at home.
Mm.
And past that, let's listen to each other and with our director explore the more complicated, dangerous aspects of these kind of relationships.
All right. Were you able to share any tips or tricks with her that you learned from your work on The Survivor? And did you ever get to spar with one another? How many times did she put you on the canvas?
She didn't put me on the canvas, but she rung my bell a couple times by request. I'm a corner man, so we
Right,
weren't, at least in the ring. It was more about pad work and technique. But
right.
she is a fighter. Sid is a fighter. So it wasn't me to give advice. It was just the opportunity for both of us to do what we enjoy, which is ask uncomfortable questions together.
Yeah, definitely. I'll make this my last question, but Chrissy's story, of course, intersects a lot of different themes: boxing culture, LGBTQ identity, domestic violence.
Mm.
Um, what do you hope comes out of this film when people walk out of the theater? Is there some overall feeling that you hope they take?
I, have been seeing it in post screenings. People who moved and inspired. It is a boxing film, but
Mhm.
it's also a film about the triumph against the most frightening adversity. So hopefully, if there was a message, is that if you're experiencing anything like this, is to hook an arm, ask for help. If you see a friend, sense a friend, a family member who is struggling, uh, is to hook an arm, and there is a way out, and there can be triumph and survival on the other way, and I think that's a heartening message that the world needs urgently right now.